Okay, this is part two. What if Deku was known as a battle guide? So I forgot who I was gonna make the ship with, but how I want this series to go right now, like this me right now, not the past. I want this to be kind of like a vigilante, and instead of a hero that I think I was gonna make it in the last part, but no, I'm gonna make it as a vigilante, cause that's how I see I want it to go. So, but no. What I said last time was he wasn't being a hero; he was being a bodyguard. Yeah, that's what I said last time. So yeah, it's still gonna be like that. Actually, Deco being the bodyguard. And what I actually forgot to do was get a picture of a lot of guns so I can figure out their names, what they look like and stuff like that, and show you pictures of them. Because I don't know much about guns. Okay, I like guns and all, but everybody does. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. But I'm not like one of them gun enthusiasts that literally search up every gun, knows every bullet caliber, and every essential of every gun. I just know the basic guns that they always say, like assault rifles. This one here, M16. I know what that is. AR. I know a lot of guns like pistols, but not the all pistols. Like I know Glock, Desert Eagle, revolver. I know AK, Draco. No light machine gun. I know all that, but I don't know everything. So that's why I like getting pictures of the things that I like talking about. So, oh yes, I will have to go back and rewatch What If Naruto died, so I can catch up with the series and actually see where I'm at. So I can like see how much tail beats he got. I'm gonna have to write that down in my notes on my phone. Put that on my notes, so every time I in the part of a what if, I'm just gonna put it in notes. Telling me what part I gotta start back on. I start doing that from now on, so I can know what I'm doing. And I'm gonna check that every day, and I'm gonna try to get out more videos. So since I got most of my work done, I can try to focus more on YouTube. So let's just get into this. What if? So it's over the 10-month training. Deku and his family reunited. Like I said, I think it was the left eye I made him lose. Yeah, I think I made him lose left eye. If it's the right eye, I don't know. I don't really know because I haven't rewatched that video. But whichever eye it is, I don't care. But basically, he still got one eye. That one red eye, bloodshot. Basically got blood in it, so it's permanently red. And the white part is still, it's still white. I'm talking about like the iris is actually red, completely red because of blood. Now, over the 10 months training, Deku was actually training his brother, Izuku. I'm just gonna call Deku's brother, from now on, because I don't want to get confused by Izuku and Izuku. So basically, I'm just gonna, change between, just calling him Izuku and basically Deku's brother. But basically a month, Deku was training, his brother how to fight, martial arts, stuff like that. And also basically helping with his quirk. I think he has a fire quirk. I'm pretty sure that's what I made him, gave him like pyrokinesis because Inko and Asashi. And basically, 1 month he was helping his brother train with that. What's the shit for this one? I think it was Mina. Yeah, I think Mina is the shit for this one. Pretty sure. Oh yes, also another what if coming out soon. Well, two that I have in mind, so I'm gonna record two what ifs after this one. If this is an hour or so, the other one's gonna probably be an hour or somewhere close to that, like 50 or 40 minutes, like I usually do. 20 sometimes if I'm too lazy or I don't feel too well. So, Deku is actually going out with Mina. Yeah, Deku is. I think that was. Oh yes, I know what the ship Mina was with, and No, Deku then this one don't go out with Mina because that's with another. What if I don't want Deku to go out with Mina? No, he goes out with Toru Hakugure in this one. This the ship, Invisible Girl. You know, Toru Hakugure right there. That's the ship. So, so Deku. Hmm. What was I gonna say next? Yeah. So on the ninth month, Deku was just walking around. He bumped into this, well, what he thought was a girl, but he couldn't see anything. But he could tell the difference between a boy's body and a female's body because a boy's body is naturally more stronger. That's just how it is. It's not me being sexist. It's just a boy's body is naturally more stronger, but females can't train their bodies to be as strong or stronger than boys. But he just felt this little basically female's body, that you could just say, because he is trained to basically kill people, so he has to tell the difference between people. So he got up and says, sorry, but he didn't see anything. All he saw was exploding clothes. And he says, ma'am, because he can't really tell. He says, are you okay? And Dora says, oh, yeah, I'm okay. And Deku says, he just puts out his hands, even though he don't know what he's seeing. He says, I'm Izuku Midoriya. As Tora takes Deku's hand, it says, I'm Tora Hakure. And Deku says, well, I have a question, Toru. And she says, okay, what's your quirk? And she says, invisibility, but she can't really turn it off, so she's stuck like this. As Deku says, okay, well, how about I give you a little bit of advice? She says, what is it? Basically wondering what this advice is, because basically any advice is good advice for her, in her opinion. So Deku gives her this advice that if she controls her emotions, she might actually be able to turn back visible, like get control of her emotions and practice more with her quirk, like the flashbang that she do. Basically, practice more with that. She probably might be able to get control over it eventually. As Toru thanks Deku and she start to actually work on that. My sister's so loud. So Deku actually gives Toru his number. They exchange numbers, and then they go on their way. So over the next months, Deku would train Bakugo and his brother in fighting and stuff like that. He'd actually, apply for a job because he don't really want to go to UA, because he don't really care about it. He wasn't really planning on going to UA. But, applying for a job, he gets a job offer from one, basically, Yajirozu. Mr. Yajirozu. Mama Yajirozu's father. And he goes to this interview. Momo's father asks, knows who Deku is, because he had like a nephew that was fighting in the war, and nephew was not inside the wasteland. That's what I'm gonna call it. The wasteland. If you don't know, last part in Africa, a nuke detonated above Africa, turning a lot of it into a wasteland. And Deku's name became more dangerous in that wasteland because that's when he actually lost his eye. I think it is. I don't know. I can't remember. He lost his eye when he was betrayed by the general. I think that is right. Well, I'm just gonna say that that's when he lost his eye. When he was betrayed by the general, and his whole crew got basically murked. So let's keep going. Deku is basically just into the interview. Momo's father already knows who Deku pretty much is. He don't know all the details. He just knows that he's a legendary soldier. Feared by a lot of people as the demon god of death, or the demon of battle, demon god of battle, or the god of battle. Deku don't really care, but if it just depends on his mood, which one he'll choose. So that's why he don't really care. So the dude, Deku's not Deku, Momo's father basically recruits Deku to basically be a bodyguard for his daughter. So Deku has a lot of responsibilities. He has to pose as a basically normal kid. So Deku gets his hair cut down a little bit. Not as long. It's basically just like it's shorter, as you can say, from what it was in canon. Long and messy. It's shorter and more basically controlled. So his hair don't get in his eye. Yeah, I said eye. Make sure I made that. Didn't get his eyes. I said eye. His hair don't get in his eyes. He looks more like a basically just a teenager that just lost an eye or just wears an eye patch. And Momo says, "Who is he?" And Momo's father says he's your new personal butler or something like that. He drives around like a person that driver. He drives you around. He's supposed to stay with you at all times and everything like that. As she don't question her father because she loves her, so she just accepts it. So she brings Deku in. They talk some more, and they eventually are heading out because she wants to go to the store and buy something. Now, the Swordsman attack did not happen yet. That's why this part is coming up soon. Deku always keeps a pistol on him because basically he's bodyguarding, but it's concealed carry, so no one will know he has it. Not only does he have a pistol, he also has a Uzi. Something that's fully automatic. He has that too. That's on his back with a strap, and he just put it out of his coat, and he can just start shooting with it. Cause it is loaded, it's just not cocked. Not as his pistol. He has both of them on safety just in case. Because he knows you have to have every weapon on safety, no matter what. He has a knife. He has a knife in his boot. Because he has boots on. He's basically dressed, not like this picture, dressed like what you would see normal bodyguards wearing. But he just looking stylish right now. Look like he got a suit on and he's walking Momo. All the girls are basically falling for him, getting blushes and stuff like that. And Momo and Deku eventually reach their destination after, basically walking inside the mall. So, they're shopping, Momo's buying all this stuff, and they eventually get back to the car. Now, before long, Momo actually gets, caught up in something, and it's a sludge villain. And the sludge villain says, "Haha, I need your body, girl. I know there are frequents in town." As he goes to actually go into Momo's body, because Momo did not start martial arts yet, she didn't start training. Her body was too frail to actually stop the sludge villain. So Deku had to improvise and basically get in fast to try to save Momo. So Deku has to start thinking. So he starts thinking. His body is most likely sludge, and sludge is just like water, meaning bullets won't affect it, neither will my punches or anything else. Solid parts of his body must have to be his eyes and his teeth, his mouth. So Deku comes up with a plan as he starts to distract the sludge villain. That sludge villain, couldn't focus on Momo because it was distracted by Deku. And then when the sludge villain gets too distracted, is looking at Deku that Momo starts to wiggle like she's trying to get out. The sludge villain averts his attention back to Momo, essentially looking away from Deku, and then Deku rushes in while the sludge villain isn't paying attention. He pulls out his pistol. He also pulls out a knife. He jumps up. The sludge villain looks back at him. Deku, basically shoots one bullet into the sludge villain's eye. He, gets his knife and he stabs into the sludge villain, eye. His other eye that wasn't shot. The sludge villain screams out in pain. He's screaming out in pain. He drops Momo, but Momo's already knocked out. Deku then rushes over to the sludge villain, seizes, weakened. And Deku basically just started firing into the sludge villain, trying to hit any artery or anything that he can find that's solid. Since he already shot the eyes, So throughout that shooting, he actually shot a couple other things. He shot the lung, punctured it, putting a hole in it, which blood flooded into the sludge field because it still has blood. He shot, he didn't shoot the heart, he actually grazed it, but it left a small cut. But that small cut soon became dangerous because even though it's small, it still became large due to all the blood that had to be pumping through the heart. So all that blood basically opened up the heart more. He shot and hit his brain also. So Decker basically killed the sludge villain. He did empty his clip, so all the bullets are out. Now everyone that was on the street that watched this was shocked by this, that this kid basically just killed the sludge villain. Now, there was no one recording, so luckily Deku would not be basically charged with this or anything like that. Deku picks up Momo, puts her in the car, and they drive off. Now, Deku's face was not recognized by any of the people, neither was his hair, because his hair is more darker. Basically, it's not as green as it looked, because it was green, super green, but he just used hair dye. So, because Deku knows that a lot of people know him, like, that's the battle god. So he just dyed his hair with, this is dye that actually comes out. So he just dyed his hair. Like I said, he wearing a suit. So no one will be able to actually identify him, so it's alright. So Deku brings Momo back to her house. He just tells the parents they got attacked by a villain, but Momo's okay. She's gonna be okay. Nothing's wrong with her. Basically she just needs to rest, and after a while she will wake up. As they thank Deku, and Deku actually leaves for his house. He gets home, he washes out the hair dye, so his hair is back to that greenish color, or that blackish green color. So Momo actually comes up to Deku the next day when he gets ready to go to job. She asks Deku to train her in martial arts because she noticed while Deku was trying to save her before she passed out that Deku is pretty fast, and basically he was proficient at basically stabbing the sludge in the eye because she didn't see the gunshot, she just saw the stab, and then she passed out. Even though the gunshot came before that, since her ears were covered, she didn't hear it, and she didn't see Deku shoot, but she did see Deku stab the sludge villain before she basically blacked out. So Deku starts training Momo in basically weapons and basically hand-to-hand combat. So her favorite weapon is actually the bow staff, like she makes in canon. So that what she mostly or mainly will be using, the bow staff. She learned how to disarm someone with a knife, disarm someone with a gun. Basically, you push the gun away from you, put your wrist, basically on her side, hit their, basically arm away, trip them up, put them on the ground, get the gun, cock it, shoot it, kill the person instantly. That's it. Walk away. You can keep the gun if you want to, but most likely you want to dispose of that. So find either somewhere where there's a lake at, or somewhere that is a water stream that no one probably would go to. Probably best if you go to the sewers because no one wants to go there, poop and stuff like that. And basically discard of the weapon. Any evidence that you left on the scene, you want to pick that up. Make sure there's none of that. And just leave. Oh my God, why did I describe how to just kill someone? I don't know. So, no one used any advice that I just said, don't do that. No. So, she takes all this advice from Deku. She takes all this training and stuff like that. Now, we're only 3 months away from the, basically, UA. So, Toro, the Invisible Girl, she's been keeping in touch with Deku, texting him and everything. So, she actually texted him, since Deku got a whole month off, she texted him to help her with her quirk training and stuff like that because she want to go to UA. And Deku says, alright, meet me at this beach. So they go to Dagobah Beach because Deku wants to help her with her quirk training. All Might actually picks Deku's brother, basically, Zuko, as his successor because I want to give Deku one for all. I don't think I ever gave Deku one for all in any of my what ifs. I don't care. I'm gonna give it to him in one what if soon, probably. I gotta remember what that new what if I'm making is, cause I already know one of them is. Okay, since you guys, I want to tell you, one what if that's new coming out is what if Deku was, that's no, not Deku. What if Naruto was the son of Shisui? And I see that going in a very, very interesting way. I'll make Shisui older, so basically him and Kushina can have Naruto. So that's gonna come out. I'm not gonna tell you anything else. I'm not gonna tell you how the story's gonna go. I'm not gonna tell you about Naruto's powers, anything like that. That's it, and I'm gonna talk more about that later. So, all right, here we go. Toru gets sued. They got a beach. She sees Deku and basically likes some training clothes, and she has this training outfit too. So she goes up to Deku, still invisible, and asks him what they're going to be doing. Deku says, "We're going to be helping you with your strength." He also invited Momo, and since Deku's brother is basically training with All Might, they are not cleaning the beach. They're actually lifting weights, and Bakugo goes with them because Bakugo knows about One Fall too. Deku knows about it too because Deku's brother trusts him with anything, even though they haven't been connected for that long. He trusts him with anything. And Bakugo knows about One Fall in this one because basically Deku's brother told him about it. So Deku's basically training Momo and Invisible Girl for their quirk so they can get to UA. So they train on physical abilities, like they lift up all the trash off the beach. It takes them a little while, but since Momo was actually getting training from Deku, she was basically doing it better than Toru was. But since everyone in My Hero Academia world, since they got quirks, their bodies have to be stronger to take care of those quirks. So Toru gets stronger quite a bit faster. Not to the point where Deku was in canon, all muscular and buff and stuff like that. But after 3 months, they do get the beach clean with Deku's help. And Toru's body is a little bit different. She has a little bit more muscles put on, and she can see that her body's a little bit more visible. Like, it's invisible, but you can see her outline and stuff like that. She's wondering if her body actually comes, basically, and she can control a quirk by the more buffer, not buffer, the more self control she has. Cause she's seen over the past 3 months, the more she cleans up this beach, the more self control she seems to have, because it calms her down, and stuff like that. So Deku tells her that self control is a good part in controlling your quirk. Also, having a strong body to control that quirk is also good too. Don't just rely on your quirk. Rely on your body. Be an extension of your quirk. Remember that quirks are basically physical things. Like, as much as you can run, that's as much as you can do for your quirk. You can train your quirk to be better, just like you train your muscles to be stronger. Now I got so much random knowledge in my mind. I'm so smart, yet I'm so dumb. I'm actually gonna end this one short, so I'm gonna do UA entrance exam. I'm gonna end it there, and then I'm gonna record the next part to this one after a little while. I'm gonna focus on this series actually, and then I'm gonna do the Asta. Then I'm gonna do the rest of the series. Then I'm gonna do remakes like the what if Huey was Deku, but I'm gonna change it up. What if Huey was in My Hero Academia? It's gonna be like a what if Huey was in My Hero Academia. He's not gonna be Deku. No, I'm just gonna basically blatantly put Huey in My Hero Academia. Or I just Actually no, I'm just gonna put what if Huey was Deku. Or what if Deku was Huey. I got another series coming out soon too. What if Madara was in, you know, Norman Gone? I want to put Madara with Jonah, from Norman Gone, like the other series I had. What if Jonah had the abilities, skills of Nick Fury? So I want to actually watch Norman Gone again because I haven't been doing that. So that's why the series hasn't been posting. So let me just get back to the story. So, like I said, it's the end of 3 months training they had. They go to the entrance exam because Momo basically convinced Deku to come since he is her bodyguard. Now, someone is not going to be, in UA, in Class 1A. Now, who that person is going to be is great nigga. Nobody likes this nigga. He's already dead. I don't care. He died. He got killed by a female for trying to perv. A female villain killed him. Shot him right in the brain. It was brutal. They proceeded to take his body, which they experimented on. They did very horrible things to Mineta. Horrible things that I enjoyed thinking about happening to him. Like they brought him back to life. They proceeded to torture him, both mentally and physically. How the mental torture went, basically put him in a room full of all guys, and they basically did things to him that he would never forget. How physical torture went, they peeled off his nails, fingernails, waited for him to grow back, did it again, and kept on doing it over and over again. They put a water droplet on his forehead. It basically drove him insane slowly. Because if you didn't know, they can actually drive someone insane. I watched it on a video, pretty sure that's correct. They put just enough poison in his body that he'll feel weak and he feel like he's dying, but not enough to kill him. They did all of these things. All of these things. They make him bleed, lose a lot of blood, but not to the point where it killed him. They tortured Mineta so bad. And trust me just thinking about it makes me so happy. It might just be because I enjoy other people's pain. Yep, I'm going to say it now. My pleasure is their pain. Now let's keep going. Alright, so they get to the exam. They don't meet. Deku doesn't meet Araka. His brother actually does. And his brother is actually, getting the crush for Araka. Araka got this same crush he had with Deku on Deku's brother. Because he has one fall along with his fire quirk. So they go in. Deku sits away from Momo. Actually, no, he sits next to Momo. Wait, no. Momo did the recommendations. Deku didn't get a recommendation, so he has to go in through this way. So he's with Toru. So Momo did the recommendation. She did exactly like she did in canon, but better, way better, because her body's more basically built for this. And everyone sees this. And Momo's quirk is basically more developed too, because Deku had her train on her quirk too. So it takes less materials to make something. And it, since it takes less materials, it requires less body fat. Meaning she don't have to eat a whole buffet just to make a lot of things. So since that's happening, she can basically use like 1% of her body fat to basically make like a day's worth of equipment that she needs. So Deku and Toru gets to like the exam. Deku sit next to Toru. Everyone from her school can actually see that Toru is basically more visible. Like they can see it, like an outline of her. So they shocked by this because they thought that Toru was gonna look like this for the rest of her life. Her parents were shocked by this when they found out about this too. So the written portion, Deku was not slacking on his, basically knowledge. So he actually passes, getting second only to Momo. No, Momo is smarter than she is basically. They basically just as smart as each other. Only reason Momo got no better than him because basically her quirk. She has a quirk. That's the only reason she got no better than him. Because basically that's how the world is. If you don't have a quirk, you're considered useless. So they're gonna put someone that has a quirk above you. But since Aizawa and some of the teachers know who Deku is, Aizawa knows who Deku is because he's been to basically war like most of the other teachers. Like President Mike, he's been there too, but he didn't know who Deku is. But they've heard stories of basically the boogeyman, the demon, the god, basically the Grim Reaper. All of these stories about the one with one eye, the red eye. Watch out for that man with that one red eye. If you see him, you might as well just kill yourself. Because no matter what, he's going to catch you. He's going to kill you. You can never run. You can't hide. He will find you. Help me. I need help. So, after that's done, it's time for the robot explanation. Since Deku's brother and Bakugo were talking, Ida stands up, yells at them after yelling at President Mike about mistake UA made about the zero pointer not being explained. After Bakugo basically shut him down, like Four Eyes, mind your business. You must got a stick somewhere. We already know where that area is. So Ida does shut up. After President Mike tells both of them to sit down, President Mike explains, I was going to get to that before you interrupted me. Yeah, the zero pointer is basically just an obstacle. You can just run away from it. That's what we advise. If you want to face it, you should probably not do that because it's pretty huge. Now, since Deku hasn't been with his brother and Bakugo for a little while, his brother does not have full control over One For All. He don't have full Kali, like that. So he's starting off like Deku did. But since he has his quirk is amplified. So his fire is more powerful. I need some water. My throat is getting dry, so I'm going to end this one quickly. So Deku and Toru are not in the same area. Deku's in the same area he was in canon. Deku's brother's in a different area because I want to. Bakugo's also in a different area. So it starts the exam. Deku rests out before everyone else. They allowed him to take weapons in, so he pulled out a pistol. Two dual-wield pistols. I'm just gonna say they look like two Glocks. 17s with laser sights. Not laser sights, lasers on them at the bottom. It got extended mags on them so he can shoot more bullets. Because the teachers allowed this. Even though Deku don't have his other eye, he's still better than most people with guns. Even though he don't have his left eye, he can still basically shoot better than most people with guns, like Snipe. He shoot better than him, even though his shots always hit. Deku's shot always hit, no matter what. His gun could be malfunctioning. He could be from 100 miles away, but his shot is always going to hit. Even with a pistol. You got to consider a bullet drop, wind resistance and everything like that. Even with a pistol, his shot will still hit you. So that's why people just tell you to die. Just kill yourself, no matter what. If he's coming after you, you will not survive. So Deku's just taking out a whole bunch of robots left and right until he gets to the perfect amount that he thinks he's comfortable. That basically he doesn't need to get any more. Until he hears a scream, he sees Araka in the rubble. He saves her by lifting the rubble, even though it was pretty heavy, but his body's already, basically already built. He pulls her out. He carries her over to where the rest of the students are. And he wants to basically take down the zero pointer. Now, he knows this is a robot, so it has to have weak points. Everything has a weak point. He already knows this. So he takes out the lasers because he was just using them because he wanted to, just to be more flashy. Because this is one of the other times that he gets to show off. He don't like showing off that much, so he just puts on two, basically, knives on the end of his swords. and he just runs up to Zero Pointer's leg by using these knives on the end of his pistols to basically climb up the Zero Pointer, basically cutting inside of it, deep inside of it. He's running to where he sees the joints at. He's slicing them, shooting them, basically making it incapable for the robot to basically bend his knees. He gets on the back. He starts climbing the back with the knives. He gets to the head. He sees a panel on the head. He basically puts his two knives in. He forces the panel open. He then unleashes all the bullets that was inside his clip, which one I say was 10 in one of them and basically 3 in the other. So he basically empties, basically 13 bullets inside the robot. And then he just slides down with his knives, scraping and basically cutting the robot while he's going down. So he gets to the ground, he rushes away. The robot falls down, finna crush him. He jumps to the left, going inside of a building. He's safe. He drops all the magazines that was inside. The clips that was inside the gun. He reloads. He thinks he's gonna have to basically go again, but he sees that the robot is defeated. Everyone's wondering what happened to Deku. They don't know if he's dead or not. They don't know nothing. Since the door is blocked, Deku can't go to the door. So he's finna break down the wall. This when President Mike says, basically everything's over. If you guys did not pass, please go to a different hero school. Those of you who have passed, we will send you notes. Say that you passed, and we'll all see you guys in like a week. So he's rushing because he thinks Deku's dead. They send Recovery Girl and all her robots to basically search for Deku. They're wondering what's going on. Everyone is wondering. They're scared. They're sad. They think Deku's dead. Then they just hear this sound, and then they just see like a wall get kicked down. Like a wall. It was brick too, but the brick wall just get kicked down. They see Deku, like a leg stick out with like combat boots on and camouflage gear. Deku just walks out. Deku cracks his neck and says, whew. That was a lot of work. Everyone is shocked. Deku then puts his pistols in his holster, pulls out shades that he had, puts the shades over his eyes, and he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a cigar. He cuts off the cap. He lights the cigar. He puffs on it once, and he just says, I need to stop smoking, as he starts to walk home. Every dude that was there says, this dude is badass. And Deku's going to stop smoking. He's not going to smoke anymore. That's just his one time trying to look cool. So he crumbles up his cigar. He throws it away. It wasn't that expensive. Well, to him, it wasn't. Since Deku got so much money for working for the Yajirozus. But for any average man, that was an expensive cigar. So, since this over with, I'm going to have to stop it here. Sorry, my throat, it hurts. Thanks for watching. Peace out. See you guys next